Imagine a world where the hum of humanity has vanished. Streets once alive with footsteps now lie silent. Skyscrapers crumble under the slow siege of time. In a mere instant, the species that reshaped the Earth disappears, and the planet begins to reclaim itself. What happens when 7.9 billion people suddenly vanish from the face of the Earth? The answer is both terrifying and awe-inspiring, a story written in the slow hand of nature and the silent testimony of our own creations. It begins in the cities we know best. New York, Tokyo, Lagos, Paris. In the first hours, the city is frozen mid-motion. A child's bicycle lies abandoned on a sidewalk, a half-empty coffee cup on a cafe table, doors left unlocked, cars running with no one behind the wheel. The quiet is unnatural. It presses in from every corner. At first, the infrastructure holds. Electricity hums for a fleeting moment, water continues to flow, gas pipelines groan under pressure. But the clock is ticking. Without human intervention, machines begin to fail. Power grids flicker, traffic lights go dark, and within days, dams and water treatment plants are abandoned. Beyond the cities, the planet breathes a different story. Forests, deserts, wetlands, all remain untouched, awaiting their chance to reclaim the land. Wolves patrol highways. Deer roam suburbs. Moss spreads across concrete like a living carpet, silently enveloping the structures of a vanished civilization. Time, in this world without humans, slows to a rhythm older than memory. Every second is a negotiation between decay and survival, between entropy and nature's persistence. In the first week, power plants fail. Nuclear reactors, despite safety measures, begin their slow meltdown as automated cooling systems falter. The world faces a quiet threat that humans would have spent centuries preventing, a reminder of how dependent life has become on constant oversight. Meanwhile, the rivers begin their reclamation. The Hudson, the Seine, the Nile, once constrained by dams, levees, and human engineering, start to re-establish their ancient meanders. Sediment flows naturally, and the ecosystems suppressed for centuries surge forward. Fish recolonize streams, and waterfowl return to banks long abandoned. Within months, vegetation encroaches on urban spaces. Grass erupts from cracks in asphalt, ivy climbs the sides of buildings. Trees find purchase in abandoned subway tunnels. Scientists estimate that after just a decade, the visual footprint of humanity in most cities will shrink dramatically. Animals, previously wary of human activity, grow bold. Coyotes roam Times Square. Bears wander through abandoned towns in Canada. Birds of prey reclaim skyscraper perches. Evolution, once constrained, begins a subtle acceleration. Some species thrive in niches we never intended them to occupy. Others vanish, unable to cope with the sudden absence of the human-altered landscape. Fossil fuel reserves leak into ecosystems. Oil refineries, left unattended, ignite or spill, poisoning land and water. Ships drift unmanned across oceans. Satellites continue their silent orbits, capturing a world without human eyes to interpret them. Historically, civilizations have fallen, leaving ruins and mystery. Yet this event is unprecedented. The collapse is global, instantaneous on a geological timescale, and every aspect of our civilization, from libraries to satellites, begins its descent into entropy. By the 20th year, skyscrapers begin to buckle under relentless plant growth. Nature exploits every weakness in concrete, steel, and glass. Forests penetrate city centers. The Great Wall of China, iconic and resilient, becomes a jungle corridor, home to birds, insects, and small mammals. In coastal cities, sea levels, still influenced by human-induced climate change, reshape shorelines. Low-lying cities vanish beneath water, while others crumble into tidal wetlands. Coral reefs, freed from the pressures of overfishing and pollution, begin a slow, miraculous recovery. But here is the hidden layer: the Earth is not merely reclaiming itself, it is remembering. Microorganisms long suppressed by human sanitation surge. New forms of life evolve from waste, thriving in niches created inadvertently by our presence. Within 50 years, entirely novel ecosystems emerge, shaped by both the remnants of humanity and the ingenuity of nature itself. There are echoes of us everywhere: radioactive isotopes in soil, plastics fragmented into microscopic islands in oceans, remnants of cities that will persist far longer than any human lineage. Humanity, though vanished, has left an indelible fingerprint. The planet carries our memory, encoded in stone, metal, and DNA. By the 100th year, humanity exists only as a memory and a ghostly mark on the world. Cities are forests. Suburbs have become savannas. Animals wander freely across continents that once divided them with fences and highways. And yet, the earth is richer. Biodiversity has soared in pockets where humans once dominated. Ancient rivers flow in their original channels. The sky, unpolluted, reveals stars invisible to a human generation accustomed to light. The planet breathes in a rhythm older and more resilient than any civilization. In this world, the climax is both terrifying and beautiful. Nature is neither benevolent nor vengeful, it is relentless, patient, and profound. Humanity is absent, but life, in all its forms, persists and evolves, indifferent to the species that once dominated the planet. 100 years after humanity's disappearance, the Earth has changed beyond recognition. Our cities are skeletons draped in green. Our technology rusts and decays. And yet, life thrives. Perhaps this is the lesson: the Earth does not belong to humans. It belongs to time, to evolution, to the quiet persistence of life itself. In the silence left behind, there is a story of resilience, of adaptation, and of a planet that remembers and forgets in equal measure. And in that silence, if we listen closely, we might hear the faintest echo of our own fleeting existence.